Hey campers, George here, back in the man cave. Reading up on some stuff, actually, about this guy. See that? Pretty cool knife. Plain, straightforward. Look at it. Stag Ireland. Huh. Let's check it out. This is the knife I'm talking about. You can see, pretty straightforward, nothing fancy. Pretty cool knife actually. Look at that. Black handle, it's got a badge, nice bolsters, nice big long clip, California clip obviously. I always thought that this and a toothpick were the same thing, but apparently not. But there again, what do I know? I do know that this is Stag Ireland. Check it out. I was like, who they? Well, yeah, gotta look them up, right? Stag Ireland, obviously, out of Ireland. Originally, there was a company called Jowicki, this name. They were originally a German company, started way back in like 1928 in Solingen in Germany. They opened up a factory in Ireland in County Kern. The year of 2CG birth, 1960. And they were the guys that used the Stag tang stamp. And you see it just says Stag Ireland. And how the Stag name came up was, you see the handle? They made this fake stag handle, not sure the material, and that's how they came up with the Stag name. Here's something interesting. Imperial knives, the big Imperial knives, actually bought that factory and they took it over, and they still continue to make it under the Stag Ireland tang stamp, which I thought was interesting. And eventually the factory was closed down. I believe in 2002 they closed that factory down, just before Imperial went bankrupt. Imperial, as you know, declared bankruptcy in 2014, I think. So just before that, they shut the Stag Ireland factory down, which I thought was pretty cool. This is actually a nice knife. They were considered cheap knives back then. You know what? Back then, it's still around, right? This thing don't look too bad. It's rusty and whatnot. Look at that. But it's in pretty good condition. And here's another thing. Look at the shape. Now, you know me and traditional knife styles. I had to look it up. And after looking through my little kind of sort of library Bible book, which I'm about to upgrade, this is called a dogleg single blade jackknife. See that? And it's because of the shape of the handle. And if you look at it, you can see that it has that dogleg shape when you look at it like that, going down to the foot, I'm assuming. To be honest, I really like this knife. I'm big on simple, okay, for a work knife. If I'm going to carry a knife for a work EDC, depending on what I'm doing, I like a single blade, straightforward, nice and small and simple blade. I do carry a Victorinox. This guy here, at all times. It's on my sheath. It's my everyday carry, no matter where I am. It's with me. But if I'm going to work, I want a work knife. I want something with a little bit bigger blade. Now, I'm not sure this is the style blade I want. I think maybe a regular clip, spear point, or a better blade for work, kind of like electrician's knife type thing. But this would work just fine. It's not a heavy duty knife. The blade is a little bit too thin for that. But it's pretty cool, and it's a single blade. And you know where I got it from? Good. You're going to need to tell me in the comments, because I can't remember. Everybody's shocked, right? Anywho, the plan is for this is to clean it up, sharpen it. It has been sharpened before. Clean it up, get rid of the rust, make it all shiny, and then we can sharpen it. And yep, let's make a slip for it. Haven't done that in a while. We're going to do the whole 3 thing. Shiny, sharp, slip. So, let's have at it. Okay, see, here we have this beastie. And as you can see, the blade, it's got rust on it, probably going to be pitting. Not sure if it's carbon or stainless. Let's check. It's magnetic. Must be carbon. Not surprising. Age. It's like me. I'm becoming carbon. What we got to do is we've got to start cleaning up. Normally, when it's bad like this, I like to dip it if I can take it apart. I'm not taking the knife apart. There's nothing wrong with it. It's solid, no wobble, good snap. Well, kind of nothing wrong with the blades. Just needs cleaned up, some oil, and I think that'll make it just perfect. The usual story. We'll start with about 400 to 600 grit, and we'll have to get in here to clean that up, same thing, and we'll work our way up to about 7,000. Still waiting on my budget to get some 10,000. To be honest, not a lot of difference between 7 and 10, although you can feel it. It feels like sticky paper, whereas the 10,000 just feels like rough paper. As per usual, foam backed, and some gonna need some of this, which is 2,000. It's just a wet dry grit. Can fold it up to get into the well. So let's get this done ASAP, sharpen it, and then make it a little slip to go with it. Got us some 500 to 600 grit. We'll try that and see if we can get the rough stuff off. As always, you don't have to press hard. The harder you press, the deeper the scratch, which means you just have to take more metal off to get rid of the scratch that you just put on with the next higher up level. So no need to be really hard on it. You're just going to give it a nice rub up and down all the way along, get into all those places, and let's see if we can get some of the nasty heavy stuff off. And that's your 400 to 600. You can see we're starting to get rid of that heavy rust, that sort of thing. Just give it a good general rub, try and get into all the little hidden places here. Going to carry on doing the whole knife, the bolsters, everything, and then inside the well, and then I'll just show you the results as we go up through the different grits. So here you can see the 4 to 600. Now we're going to go to 1,000. So now we're going to go to 7,000. So here we are at 7,000, and you can see how it can shine things up. Now, this is a knife for my collection. It's not going to be used for anything. I won't be using it at work. If I had a duplicate, then maybe. But this one goes into my collection as a show and tell, because I don't have one. So I'll use mothers on it to shine it up. I'm going to try flits on one side here. One of the reasons is so we'll do it on this side. So that's with flits. That's not bad. Let's see how Mothers does on that side. So here is flits. And mothers. You know, there's not a lot of difference. That flits does pretty good. And it's water-based, it's not toxic. Huh. We'll have to keep checking them out. And so here we are here. And this, I went over the whole thing with flits. I'm wondering if I should just go back to them. I'm not seeing, well, I see a difference with mothers, but not enough to justify how toxic it is. We need to sharpen this guy. It's sharp already. We'll just clean it up. I like this knife. And then we've got to oil it as well. Very nice. Oiling it. Yeah, that's all it needed. When you put oil on it and you've just cleaned it and everything, you kind of got sandpaper and dust in there. The oil, if you oil it, move it around a little bit, pushes it out, gives it a cleaner walk and talk, right? Ooh. And this is very nice. I like this knife. Plain, simple, easy to use, easy to clean, easy to maintain. Very nice. Carbon steel blade with that long California clip. You can see that. This Stag, imitation Stag handle. Little plain badge there. You can, I don't know, get it engraved. For a cheapo knife back in the day, this has lasted a while, right? It's as old as I am. That's saying something. So there you go. Nickel silver, bolsters, covers, and that big clip blade. Great little knife to carry, and of course, any slip joint you have to be careful of in the pocket. You don't want that happening in your pocket, and you bend down and that goes into you put your hand in your pocket. So something like this is handy to have. And as you saw, this is about as plain as you can get for a slip. And you know, for a work EDC, that's all you need. This was a scrap piece of leather. I believe I got it from Sheath. Works great, does the job. You can see it there, tight, won't fall out. You give it a squeeze, and the weight of the knife will pull it out for you. So there you go. And of course I whacked my label on the back. Great EDC in your pocket. Nice and safe, easy to use, keeps the knife clean, doesn't mess up your pocket, yada 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 yada. You'll be safe out there, especially when you're carrying a slip joint in your pocket. Be careful. Make sure that it is actually secure. The blade's not loose, you know, the springs get worn, that sort of thing, and the blade might just pop out enough to catch. Just be careful. If you're not sure, make a slip. You saw how easy it is. Well, for most people, not so much for me. But I like doing the leather work. It's a quick, easy project. Took care of a knife. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. Pretty sure I'll be back. Got a couple of projects working on. Got a live coming up. I put out a post. I'm going to do a live Wednesday night, 7 p.m. So be there or be square. And we can talk about things and what's going on and what's coming up and what's not. Thanks for watching. Always appreciate it. We'll see you again soon.